Hello fellow YouTubers and welcome to another unboxing. In this case I'm going to be unboxing this Corsair Air 540 Carbide series high airflow mid tower case. Now I know that I haven't done a video in a while. I'm really sorry about that guys, but I'm really busy at the moment and I don't really have enough finances, to be honest with you, to keep purchasing items. But since I've got one on my hands, I might as well share my experience with you. So this is my first Corsair case, by the way. I've done Corsair PSU unboxing installation before, but anyway, let's keep going. So this is the box of the actual case. I haven't opened it yet, so I don't know what to expect inside. Around the box it looks like so. There's some nice diagram here to explain how everything looks like. So this is the front of the case. Obviously this is the right side where your power supply unit would go. And as you see, there's an adjustable bracket, basically how you want to sit it. A cage here for your optical drives, for the SSDs like this, that's obviously removable. Two drive cages for standard hard drives that would go from the other side. That's where the motherboard would go. You have also three fans already included, and you have just one filter. This top here and this front, they're meshed grills, but they don't have any filters, nor does the power supply unit. Then again, it's a high airflow case. I'm going to talk about that a bit later. So as you see, it's quite nice. Everything comes off and it has a tinted glass window over here, according to Corsair. Once again, I haven't seen the case in flesh just yet, and this side looks like so. So guys, the box is pretty standard, and let's open it up and I'll show you what's inside. Okay, and I'm back. So as you see there in the case, we have two foam protectors on each side, a nice like a cloth back. I'm actually gonna overturn everything and come back to you in a second. Not the most thickest case I've ever seen. And I already got some static. So obviously be sure to keep your components well away. And yeah, everything is off. Inside we have some sort of a guidebook, which I'm not going to look into just yet. And there it is. Corsair Air Series 540. It's still giving me some static. Okay, so as you see on this side, we have the tinted window. I'm actually not going to remove the plastic yet because I'll be installing all the components and I don't want to scratch it. But you probably already imagine how it looks like. And by the way, at the end of the video, you also will see, if you're patient enough, how the installed case looks like. So that's the panel. Some people were complaining it's a bit flimsy. However, I don't see much flex, so not much of an issue for myself. Now just give me 1 sec. I'm gonna reposition the camera so you can see everything better inside. Okay, and I'm back. So there's the inside. Now in the background there you can see the components I'll be putting in, but about that later. So as you see, we have two drive cages there that you can put your standard hard drive in and just slot it like so. So it's a toolless access. That's pretty neat. There's also a box of some sort, I presume, with a ton of screws and maybe a couple logos or something like that. The box has some mounting points. Okay, yeah. Few screws for the power supply, for the motherboard, and for your fans if you need any, and a couple cable ties. Pretty small packaging. I expect a bit more. Seen cheaper cases with more nuts and bolts, but at the same time, guys, if you're installing anything in the computer case, you probably have a good few of them lying around. So as you see, there's two fans in the front and one at the back. Pretty nice fans. Now, I'm not big Corsair fan, simply because I haven't had many Corsair products, so I can't comment on them much, but there you go. That's just a grill. Now guys, as you see, it's not a dust filter, so it won't be doing any justice from that point. And on the top now, actually it's very hard to show you, give me one sec. There we go. On the top, as you see, there's mounting holes there for 120 and 140 millimeter fans. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 expansion slots, PCI expansion slots. That's where your motherboard shield goes. So obviously your motherboard would be going on this side. If you have hard drives, would be going on this side, and obviously your GPU and everything. And the power supply would be going on the other side, but about that in a minute. So to remove that, we pull like so. As you see, everything is held by simple plasticky bits, and once again, these are plastic, little bit flexy but not too much. Corsair logo, nothing too fancy. And let's see, yeah, this is magnetic, so you simply remove. Now that is some sort of a dust filter, as you see, so nice to have at least some protection from the dust. Okay, here we have 2 optical drive bays, reset, that sounds like that, and the power switch, both the same. And we have microphone, headphone jack, we have USB ports, USB 3.0 by the way. Still important to point that out because there's plenty of USB 2.0 cases around. More thumb screws. Once again, maybe a quick flex test. Not too flexy, not too cheap, so that's nice. Now here, that should come off right away, however. Okay, there we go. So that's the drive cage, where presumably I just need to pull them apart like so, a little bit of force. Now I only have one SSD drive, so for me, I can simply use just this one here and put an SSD drive. And why don't I show you how it looks like? Again, I'm back. So there's an Intel 330 series SSD. I'm gonna simply put it like that. And that's it. And that's in, simple as that. There's some, no, that's not rubberized, there's just plastic grips. And to remove that, you obviously take it out like so. Now I'll be leaving it there since I'll be needing that, obviously. So what else is here? We have an optical drive bay. Is it removable now? Give me a second. There seems to be screws there on this side. So yeah, that might be removable. But at the same time, I can't guarantee that because I haven't tried it yet. Here we have a little bracket with 2 thumb screws that can be undone, and as you see, you can reposition it further if your power supply is bigger or smaller. These are your connections for the SATA ports. So basically on the other side we have already connectors for the hard drives that we can connect everything to. Plenty of holes there for cables or water cooling or whatever else you want to put in. This front can come off as well, and I think the top too. So yeah guys, that is the case. Obviously that's boring as hell to see the case without any components, so let me introduce you the components that I'm going to be using and then show everything installed. So here we have power supply unit, a motherboard with 3570K CPU installed. This is ASUS Maximus 5 Gene, and Cooler Master Hyper 212 Evo cooler, along with 2 Western Digital Reds, 2 terabytes each. That's a cooler from my last case. just in case I need it. Obviously the shield for the motherboard, IO shield. And this is the Gigabyte Windforce edition, Windforce 3 revision 2.0 GTX 760. Now you can see all the components unboxing on my channel and the installation in my previous case. So I won't be showing you installation into this case. However, I will show you how everything looks like installed. So let's get it started. Okay guys, and I'm back. So there's my components installed in the case. As you see, everything looks pretty neat. All the cabling and everything is already done, believe it or not. And you see, not much is hanging except for maybe an audio cable there, which is not ideal, but at the moment that'll do. Now, a few things about the case. I will go a little bit about the negatives, I suppose. First things first, the top is strange plastic and it scratches easily. I already have few light scratches. It's not a big deal. But still, for those of you who are very careful with your equipment, you will still notice that scratches can easily be made. The cables that connect to hard drives, they're okay-ish quality. Well, they're really cheap, guys, to be honest with you. And also, when they connect to the motherboard, you can't actually see at the moment, but they're not right-angle cables, so they're not ideal. Also, if you do remove the cable, the quick connectors there from where they are basically mounted on the motherboard tray, it leaves you with a small enough holes that if you have an ending of your power SATA power connector, it'll be fine. But if you're using the middle connector on the cable, you might have some trouble. So there's something there. Now, what else do we have here? All the cabling was pretty easy. There's plenty of space there provided. And yeah, let's go see what's at the back and talk a little bit about it. Now, so here's the back of the case. As you see, I did a little bit of cable management, if you can call it that. You don't really have to because there's no airflow here. And when the case cover goes on, just going to show you quickly. So that's the cover. It's gonna go on like so. As you see, there's only vent there for the power supply. So here everything is more or less neat. Now, this I couldn't remove because as soon as I mounted the motherboard, there's one screw on the top, but there's also a few below. And motherboard is in the way to remove the screws. So not great. If you already have motherboard mounted, that's a little bit of disappointment. Also, I'll show you the back of the case. So here we are, that's the back of the case. As you can already see, I did use a couple chrome screws, thumb screws, and as you see I have more. Now, these do not belong to this case, however I did have them handy and hence I just put them in. But, well, the reason is really I was one screw short when I was bolting in the power supply. I was one black screw short from properly doing the whole back with the black screws. So I'm gonna use chrome thumb screws instead that I have from other build. And give me a second, I'm gonna show you how everything looks like connected. So guys, and I'm back, and as you see, everything is connected and it looks like so. Now, obviously you can't see much at the moment because, well, it's a bit too bright due to the lighting that I have. Now, what I'm gonna do, since the components are already inside, there goes the window cover, and yeah, it's a little bit tinted, but it's very hard to show. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a few shots and show that to you. So, as you see, the case is pretty neat. Looks very nice in dark as well as in lit up room. has a little bit of noise from the fans, as you would expect. However, it's not madly noisy case. The fans in the front and the back, the Corsair fans included, are actually quite quiet. Now, I did put my spare fan on the cooling solution for the CPU, so that would induce a little bit of noise. But other than that, the system is not too loud. Now, I haven't put it under full stress just yet, but for the moment it's fine. I suppose feel free to ask me questions if you have, especially about the noise and things like that and the temperatures. And as I'm using the case, I'll be able to respond to your questions and give you a little bit more information about that. So overall, what I think about the case, well, having plugged everything in and seeing my computer all nice and tidy and with plenty of airflow inside, I'm quite happy, and I'm willing to forget little small things from the negative side that I had with this case, and they really were the smallest things that I would not really worry about too much. However, having said that, having a case that's 40% on the top of my previous Silverstone case in terms of pricing, I would expect something much better. But if you look on the market for something alternative to this, there isn't really much, if anything. So they have really a unique product on the market at the moment. So yeah guys, I don't want to rattle too much about it. If you have any questions, leave them at the comment section down below. Don't forget to like the video or dislike it if you didn't like the video, and let me know what you did not like about the video in the comment section down below as well. Subscribe for my channel for more videos to come, hopefully in the next couple weeks or so. And yeah guys, thanks for watching and have a nice day.